Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we had some internet issues. So, this is a reading that you can probably tell has already got a couple minutes invested. So, if you want to go to my channel, you can find the most recent video. I will also come back and put a comment on there. If anyone in the live chat wants to add that for me, you're a peach. Thank you. But we've got a reading about somebody who is involved in some sort of criminal plans. And I think they felt the plan was this, and then they end up finding out that there's more to it. And even though they may be able to look the other way on certain laws or certain morals, this is something that they have a problem with. And they're working with probably 2 to 3 other people. I feel like for most of you, this would be a situation where 4 people are working together and one is not happy with it anymore. So they end up doing something to cause a problem with it, so that the completion of this mission is not very easy, because with Uncover, there is sentimentality written on the bottom. The sentimentality this person still possesses is something they harness to make a change in this outcome or cause a problem with the plans, because there's a lot of anxiety that they've been dealing with, knowing that they're involved in something that, in their opinion, goes just a little bit too far. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. Or a lot. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday. Hello, Pamela Joe. How are you doing? If you'd like a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. That's in the description box below. And right below that, you can find out how to become a member of the channel. Hello, Key Controller. How's it going? All right, let's get some more from the Path of Shadows. Well, here, I'm actually just going to real quick add the link to the first part for you all in the live chat. Keeping in mind that the live chat, of course, like, I think it doesn't show up for like the first, oh, is it not letting me copy it now? Oh, I have to click that. I think it takes like 12 hours or something before it actually loads the live chat. So if you view a live stream, like, I don't know, 2 hours after I post it, you probably can't see the live chat. But there it is in the live chat. All right. Hi, Steven. How are you doing? Yes, it is definitely a season of justice right now. I've been getting a lot of readings about things coming to, their natural closure, things being made right. We have the cauldron, intention, alchemy, and manifestation. So there's clarity that this person received around intention, and that made them a little bit uncomfortable or anxious even. Mystic swamp, deep, dark waters, your reflection you can't see. You won't find yourself if you don't go deep. So this is someone who's been running around with folks that they don't necessarily align with in terms of their perspective or their character, their integrity. But for a while, they were able to feel like they could blend in, right? Now they're starting to see the difference between them and the others, that they have certain morals that maybe their friends lack. Jinn, Jinn. As magic unfolds, a risk as high will arise. Wishes will be granted, but beware the design. So I think we've got a group or a couple of folks here who are riding high on some successes or victories where they were able to do whatever this is that they were trying to do that breaks the law, probably stealing some money of some sort. This person, who I would say is questioning the activities, they feel like they have discovered just how different they are from the other individuals they've been working with. This is the Pulp Tarot. What else do we have? The Moon, a secret plan, Justice in the reverse, which is not justified, which is probably illegal, right? 3 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is like a significant amount of money or a high value item. The 3 of Swords, it would upset someone. Could be that, who are we? I don't think I've given you a name yet. The person who is making a difference or changing how they see things. They came out as the Hermit in the reverse, also came out as the Empress because they have that compassion that the others are lacking. This is someone who is seeing that the priorities are off with their partners, with the people that they're associated with. It's like, okay, if you're going to take it that far, if you're going to go that extreme, if you're going to be that heartless, then I'm not going to give you some information that you need. Or I'm not going to do my part. I'm going to mess it up on purpose. There is the benefit of their partners being pretty distracted by what they're going to do with all this money or what they're going to do after everything's said and done. But I don't think they realize that there's been an alteration to the plan for this one person. The Hermit in the reverse. They're like, I have different plans now. I don't want it to go the way you want it to go. Oh, thanks for coming back, Kelly girl. How are you doing? We have the Lovers. The Two of Cups and the Page of Wands. This is friendship, compassion. I mean, we could argue that this is someone who's saying, I can't believe you would do that. I have to like go home at night and like actually explain to my partner who I am as a person and how, you know, I'm not an awful person. But I do feel like this Two of Cups is more so about benevolence to others, compassion for others. And therefore there's a choice that's made to alter this plan, do something that looks like it's what was asked, but it's not. So again, I think this is sabotage. But maybe in a good way. This is the Golden Lenormand. Hello, Steve. How are you doing? What else do we have? Number 34 and number 33. Taking a step backwards, huh? Yeah, we have somebody who has reworked the plan or made alterations to their own strategy because they want a different outcome. And I do feel like it's not because they're selfish, but because they've reclaimed this compassionate side of themselves. They have this strength or courage to go up against somebody who is pretty heartless because they have heart, because they actually do feel a bit guilty about what the plan is, about what, you know, they're stealing, who they're stealing it from. This is the Kipper. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Lamb and Lions. How are you doing? Did I say hello to Lemonade? Hello, Lemonade. We've got Thoughts in the reverse. Change in the reverse. And Distant Horizons. Okay, so I have not thought about this moment in so long, but wow. Okay. I remember visiting one of my friends. I think he was having like a birthday party or something, but we were definitely in high school. Okay. So like, I don't know, 17, 18. And his parents had, I don't know, gone somewhere else. And he's bringing out this bottle of liquor and pointing out, see, my dad like marks the part of the bottle, like the paper label. He marks it with his fingernail. And he thinks, I don't know that I know he does that. So he's trying to like test to see whether or not I take any of the liquor. But little does he know, I fill it back up with water to make sure that it's at the right point. And God bless my friend. That's kind of smart, but like also if you water down liquor, someone's going to find out, right? So great plan to steal his dad's liquor, but he ended up getting found out because eventually that bottle was all water. So we have somebody here who has not really considered the consequences, not considered the reality of what's going on. And I feel like they don't pay close attention to the details. So when there is a change in this plan, when there is something that, is maybe being sabotaged, they're not close enough to figure out what's going on. And that's part of why we have someone who feels like they can sabotage this plan. Yeah. So if I know you're not going to give up on your plan, then I'll find a way to inhibit you so that you can't actually achieve what it is that you're trying to do. This is the Everyday Tarot. What else do we have? Five of Swords in the reverse. Hanged Man in the reverse. Yeah. I do think that whoever has crafted this plan originally, who is a bit heartless, feels that they have someone who is completely loyal to them. So it's like, I don't have to check any of the work. I don't have to check if this person's like on board or if they're doing what I asked them to do. I know they would because I told them to. But they are underestimating the intelligence or the enlightened mind of the person they're judging. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Seven of Wands in the reverse and the Devil in the reverse. Because this is someone who sees things differently now. This is someone who may even see this leader of the pack differently, right? I didn't think you would do that, or I didn't think you would, steal from that person. I didn't feel like you were that cold. Seven of Swords in the reverse. Strength. So I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to, do my part. If anything, I'm going to work against you. And that's because I have courage. Even if I don't, make that big of a difference, I have to try to do something. And this is what I can do. Ace of Pentacles in the same spot as the last deck. Yeah, this is about money. I do feel like the involvement of law enforcement is possible. There could even be someone throwing hands, because I think we do have some egos involved, and we do have someone who's not exactly a stranger to violence. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Nine of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. There is a determination to do what they want. Whoever this heartless individual is, they're not easily convinced otherwise. If they have a goal, if they have a plan, if they have something that they're obsessed with, that's just like what they're going to do. So I do think things escalate. The Tower. Things fail, and they realize that this person is no longer their friend. There's a better outcome to the situation. But whoever the heartless individual is, I guess they're kind of realizing they do have a little bit of a heart because they feel betrayed. They feel like this person was someone that they could count on. But it's kind of a weird way to look at the situation, I suppose. Hello, Using Intrigue. How are you doing? Hello, Captcha. What's going on? Let's get a few cards from the True Crime deck. And then my apologies to have like a reading kind of split in two, but I probably have to run after that. But I will be back for a mobile reading later. So something to do with water. I told you, we got some egos involved, people that don't want to look bad to others. And there's also a cleanup crew here. All right. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you on the next reading. Toodles.